mouse controls. Mouse controls could change up the way we play Pokemon forever. And it may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing. Who knows? But let's get straight into it. Alright, so the mouse controls on Nintendo Switch 2 seem to be really fun and exciting. Really interesting how you would use the mouse controls. Because let's just say we were to take an example like Pokemon. You can use the mouse controls in so many different ways. You're able to move around the mouse and use it as your battle clicker thing. So instead of using this control stick to navigate to either the bag if you need to heal your Pokemon, or to the battle to get your move that you want, and maybe misclicking. That happened to me multiple times before. You can just easily drag your mouse over to it, and there you go. You can play in mouse mode pretty much the entire time. So if Pokemon utilizes this feature in the right way, we could see a very big change in Pokemon. Maybe in the way that it's more fast paced, so you can easily just drag around, just kind of like you can use the touch controls on a touchscreen device like the Nintendo Switch in handheld mode. That right there is really amazing and fantastic because you just look at what you want and you click it and you're done. Instead of having to scroll through all the menus and stuff, you can just click on it and there you go. You're done. See, I think that right there is something very special because who doesn't want to just, move around the mouse and just click? Now, in different ways how this can work in different scenarios. You could see a scenario that you use it mainly for battling, where you can easily drag your mouse over and click on whatever you want. You can use it for bag assortment. So if you need yourself a repel or something, but you really don't feel like scrolling through the entire thing, you can just, move your mouse down, click on it, you're done. It's something really special. It's something really amazing. And I think Pokemon could utilize the feature of mouse controls on the next generation of Pokemon. Then, just maybe, we could even be seeing the return of the classic DS games. Because the one big problem why they didn't really ever return so far is because they don't really have a perfect solution when it comes to the bottom half touchscreen of the DS. But if you introduce mouse controls, you could essentially just have a tiny little screen in the corner. You drag your mouse over, and then boom, there you go. You have your little map that opens up, and you can see everything that would be on the DS screen. So if the DS games do return, you best believe it that mouse controls will most likely be a big thing that's going to be coming out to that game. And also, I think that just maybe, if you're playing in handheld mode, it would work even better because all you have to do is click, boop, you're done. It's something really special. Now, how this would work without the mouse. Let's just say that you didn't feel like playing mouse, you want to play Pro Controller. Well, I mean, you can have a special little button combination that opens up the little menu, or just click one button to open up the menu and use it like you normally would with your stick and then just keep dragging. Now, it might be a little bit slower than what you would typically do. Use the mouse and boop, you're done, or the touchscreen, but it still works. So just about anyone can play the way that they want. And also, the stick on the side is really interesting because then you can just move around your Pokemon adventure with the stick and then use the mouse as just the mouse, so you can click on whatever screen, whatever you wanted. So really awesome. Like the DS Pokemon games, they weren't really 3D open world, so it wouldn't matter if you flick around your camera angle, you just move one way or the other. So it would be really easy to just move the mouse over to the corner, open it up, and then you can click just like you would on a normal DS screen, just like you would on a touch screen. So yeah, there's a very big possibilities that we could see a whole bunch of DS games. Maybe we'll see Pokemon X and Y. Maybe we'll see Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White 2. Now, I did previously make a video about Black and White 2 or Black and White returning for Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 because Pokemon has actually made another TCG set that is Black and White, which means that you could technically, they like to, make those two combined together. You could see Black and White for Nintendo Switch 2. Overall, really interesting. So yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think that mouse control would really make Pokemon better. Like, utilize the feature on how it was. Could we be seeing the DS games, the 3DS games on what they once were? Using mouse controls really improves that feature to a whole other extent. And also, I think that the mouse control idea could be used in so many different games, so many different ways. Like, what about Mario Maker or something with the mouse control? I think that that right there is a great idea because then you can easily move around. Just like you would in Pokemon. You would be able to easily move around to whatever you wanted to click on, and there you go. Maybe there would be a mouse only mode, but I don't think they would do that because what if you're sitting 2 yards away from your TV? Then you're gonna need a controller to see that TV, and using a mouse might be a little bit of a horrible experience. So we would have to see a little bit of compromise in using mouse and using stick controls for those of you who just don't like using mouses, don't like using that for gaming, which is understandable. Sometimes you want to sit back, relax, have your controller in your hand, and play some games. So they'll have to work around some kind of compromise. So those who want just stick controls, that would work too. Those of you who are using touchscreen and handheld mode, that works. And maybe tabletop mode with a mouse, or even just playing in docked with a mouse would work just as well. So I think that honestly, this would make Pokemon maybe even better than it once already is. It would make it truly special and allow you to easily pick whatever move, whatever item you want, wherever you're going in the map. Maybe you want a map, have it pinged on the side of your screen. That right there, really, really interesting because mouse controls, sometimes mouse really is better than a controller. Now, I always love controllers. I think controllers are the best gaming device out there, but just sometimes the mouse feature is something that is really used wisely, really used well, so that it makes it so much easier to just move around, boop, click on whatever you want, you're done. Congratulations, you use your mouse control, and now you got the item exactly how you want it. Because sometimes you're using a control stick, you accidentally move it over and it clicks on the wrong thing. You're in a very competitive battle with the champion Cynthia and you accidentally clicked on, I don't know, a dark move on Dragonite even though you had ice. I don't really know. So it's something that you accidentally do. What if your stick has drift? At least mouse don't get drift. Yeah, so I think that Pokemon would be better off with the mouse. Yeah, so anyways, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it would be better with the mouse? Because then it's easier to navigate, it's easier to move around, especially for the old games. Or do you think, I mean, it's a good idea, but like, there's still things that we really got to tinker with to make it the best? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed. Hope that you consider to hit the subscribe button. We're almost there. We're about 80 subscribers away from 1,000. That is awesome. That is quadruple numbers. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Consider to hit the like button. And yeah, with that being said, see you in the next one. Hope you have a fantastic day.